Hello everyone, so this is going to be something very special slash something very devastating to talk about. So what I'm going to talk about is the real story behind why I don't have my DS Lite along with Mario Kart DS. Of course, there's going to be something very cool at the end that actually is very heartwarming. So I guess I'll have to make two videos. One will be for this one, and then the other video will be the one that, just in case if the police ever needs this, here you go. So I'm not gonna fabricate it, not gonna make it biased. This is the real true story of what happened, and I did not change it for me to look good or anything. I just going to tell you exactly what happened. Alright, so what happened is that I was a teenager and there was a game called RuneScape. I actually gotten back into it. So basically what happened is that with RuneScape, he had an account. Yeah, this bastard, which I'm not going to say his name because you guys already know, especially if police is watching this, to say, oh, we've got this bastard. But anyway, so the thing is that with this guy, I knew that he wasn't to be trusted in some way. There was just something about him. But when it came to later years, middle school and high school, because he's the only person I knew that was, personally, I wish I would have just went there. I would have preferred actually went alone and just established it, instead of having someone who eventually is a freaking thorn on my side, or actually would stab me in a freaking damn back. Alright, let's get to the story. So what happened is that he had an account, I think it was level 77, it had 4 out of 5 strikes or whatever, I forgot what they called it, but the freaking account was muted. You couldn't talk to anyone, you could still play the game, but there's like lots of things that they basically made sure you couldn't do anymore. That account still had membership, which that was the real thing that was kind of cool, is that he wasn't going to pay membership for it anymore. But he basically allowed me to have it. He said, here, you can have it. So I basically took it and I played on it like once. And after that, I was like, yeah, you know, it's not really my cup of tea. Plus, they already fixed the whole after where you can drop stuff, you were able to get the stuff. They've been fixed that, so it really was kind of cool to actually cut, I think it was called a yew tree. That was cool and all, but you know, it's not really that cool. So after that one time login, I didn't log into it again. Here comes this my part, which I was just too trusting. I was too trusting. So basically, there was one guy when I was playing on my account that asked, hey, do you have an account that I can do that maybe should on? I'm like, oh, sure, I do have one. I know. So I told him, okay, but promise me you won't steal it. He was like, yeah, I promise. Like, this freaking was Walmart 102 or Walmart 104 or something like that. He had 2 accounts. And when the dude came back, the second one, after I found out that freaking account has been gone. So it turns out that my friend wanted the account back after giving it to me. I say, yeah, sure, you can have it back. And then he says, my password is missing. Yeah, my password doesn't work anymore. What happened? And I told him, and he's like, oh my gosh. And so here was his plan. His plan for this account was actually to sell it for $150 or $120, which I did read the rule book just to make sure if it was legal or not, and guess what? It wasn't legal. That was not legal at all. And not only that, but think about it. Who would buy a $120 an account that's membership, excuse me, but you can't talk on it? Yeah, it's muted. The only thing you can do is just play the game. You can't talk to anyone. So, technically, I would say, just by looking at that now than then, is that was the dumbest idea known to man. I mean, he most likely wouldn't have got it sold. And if he did get it sold, well, that person will eventually say, dude, this is bull crap, because, well, I would expect someone who spent $120 on an account would actually be like, I would like to play the account. And actually play it, meaning actually have talked to the people and everything like that. So I lost the account. Here's the stupid part. The stupid part that kind of does point out the fact of maybe he was framing me, though he has no real reason to frame me. But apparently the freaking special passwords, like for instance, you have a thing, you have like lots of freaking questions that you actually can use, and those questions are safety protocol. So the stupid part is that he had those, but then he forgot. Seriously? I mean, I don't have my security passwords, but I know that as soon as I look at them, I'm like, I know exactly who I said. But for some reason, for his account, he forgot every single security answer to those questions. You do have to say one thing that does sound a bit fishy, that he does work. You do have to admit that it does sound fishy. So I did put in a freaking quote on it. I basically sent him something, and of course I don't think they actually answered and said, oh, that's stolen on me. So yeah, I don't think they ever actually popped it down. So what I thought was that he allowed me to let it go. Right? Now he's gone. No mistakes can happen. That's what we figured. And then I think it was December. It was like somewhere in December, maybe November. And let me do a side story right quick, because I have to do this side story so you can say, before you say, what the frick. So here's the side story. The side story is that he has a friend, and I can say his name because there's so many Roberts in the world. So he got a friend named Robert. Robert actually plays RuneScape 2. He said, I will give you a yellow hat in trade for your Nintendo DS. And it was the original version. So he did do the deal, and it turned out that freaking Robert scammed the crap out of him. He's still friends with Robert, but he scammed the crap out of him, and he didn't even get his Game Boy Advance back. I mean, his Nintendo DS back. You'd have to admit, that is kind of what the moment there really is. I mean, like seriously, I figured he would have got it back. Heck, me personally, there's a few times where I'm like, hey Robert, let me have that Nintendo DS. And I have a Nintendo DS. And no harm done. But anyway, so he allowed it. He's still friends with him for some stupid reason. I don't know why. I mean, anyways, whatever. So he basically decided to have a scheme. He decided to have an evil scheme. His scheme was to tell me that his mom has a bunch of, they bought him a brain age game that will help him with his math, which does sound legit. I mean, there is some out there. Who am I to say that, oh, they don't have any brain age ones that can really help him with math? Chances are they do. So basically his idea was to come to me, ask for my DS Lite, and basically say, oh, I needed this so I can get help with math, and since I don't have mine anymore, well, I need it so my mom will be suspicious and everything, which is kind of like the point where it's like, yeah, it's like the point where it's like, dude, why the hell did you just tell your mom your freaking DS got scammed off? It's like, yeah, I don't give a crap when freaking Robert's gonna get in trouble. It's like, dude, you could have got your own freaking crap back. But even to this day, I think Robert still has his freaking Nintendo DS. Unless he sold it. Whatever. So, basically what's going on now is that he has my Nintendo DS, and eventually I did ask for it back, and here is where the freaking crap happens. Here is where he does this. So, I asked for it back, and he said, I'll give it back to you for $100. eventually, sooner or later, you're going to freaking get that last strike and the freaking account's going. And that wouldn't even be on my part, it would be on you. So, anyway, so that's his idea, was just to do that. And basically in January, when we had Final Bash, I did have $100. So the idea was this. He's either A, I would give him the $100 my auntie gave me to actually enjoy Grad Bash, but also I would be freaking damn hungry as hell because I wouldn't have any money now. Or B, I could keep the money and allow him to freaking fizzle himself out until the point of where he actually will come to his senses and basically say, you know what? Which, that's what I did. I allowed him to do it all the way to the point of May. So, when it came to graduation time, I felt good about myself, you know, because I graduated high school. I should be freaking on top of the world, which that's what I felt. So what I decided to do the next day is actually see if I can get my crap back. So, excuse me, by AIM, I actually talked to the guy. I talked to this bastard. So the bastard actually told me that he actually sold my DS Lite and my Mario Kart DS. Yeah. One thing that you need to know is that when it came to taking care of my DS Lite, which I used to call it my baby, I always shined it every single day. I always cleaned all the screens every single day. And when it did get taken, it's like a few weeks before it was taken, I actually was kind of slacking on the whole cleaning and polishing it. Even so, basically, he said he sold it. So everything that I had, he sold. And basically his birthday is February 29th, meaning that, well, you do have to admit, if he had to actually wait for his mom to sell it and his sister to sell it, I would figure chances are they would have asked, where did you get this from? I would figure that they would ask, where did you get this from? At least the mom would. But since he turns 18 at February 29th, chances are he did it after February or on that birthday. So that means no questions asked because he's able to just straight up do it. So, I don't remember the true conversation going down. I just know I was freaking furious. And I remember the last words we ever said to each other. Well, actually, he said this crap to me before he blocked me. He said, get a life, bye-bye. That really does make me angry right now, too. Just hearing that crap. That really does make me angry. The funny part is that right now, I actually live like a few blocks away from him. So if I wasn't too just mad and I actually remembered, hey, he lives down the block from me, I would have went straight to his house and beat the shit out of him. That's right. I would have straight up beat the shit out of him, and I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care because that was my baby. I was taking care of that freaking DS Lite. And you're telling me you sold it? Not only that, but freaking damn, I missed a Deoxys event because of your freaking ass. Oh my gosh. So that's what happened. I did tell my auntie and my mom at that time as soon as I found out, and then we had a conversation. He went back. My mom went to his house and retrieved the rest of the stuff that he borrowed from me, because yeah, he had some more stuff that he borrowed from me. And thank goodness that he actually didn't sell my GameCube James Bond Nightfire. He had that, and also my Wavebird, my Platinum Wavebird, I think it was. So thank goodness he didn't sell those. And then he thought to help me out, to be like, oh, I'm sorry. He gave me 2 copies of Super Smash Bros. Melee. One's the crappy version, which I gave to a friend of mine recently, which I forgot which one was good, which one was bad. And the other one that was good actually went to GameStop, which I would still have to say that was the dumbest move I made, because I only got $3 from it. Yeah. So, if you guys are asking, has he ever been caught? Has he ever actually faced charges for this? No. No, he hasn't. That's basically it. And yeah, so if you guys need this information to freaking bust them, go right ahead and use it, please, officers. Now, as for the rest of this, here is what happened that made it a little bit of a good thing. So, a few months later, I went to college. I used to call it university, but either way. I went there, and a friend, I actually had a friend, I made a friend, and I kept on saying how messed up it was with the freaking damn DS. And he actually said that, dude, I think I have a DS along with my brother. I gotta make sure that we're not playing with it anymore, and they weren't. So he actually gave me that DS Lite, which was white, and sadly, as you can see in the video, the hinge, it got worse. It got even worse than what it used to be. And also came with a few games. So yeah, here's a few games. I got Final Fantasy, this game with Defender, and also I got a loose cart of Dragon Ball Z Super Sonic Warriors 2. So yeah, that was all good. That was good. That was kind of like a good happy ending. I got a better one. I got a DSi, and well, the DSi actually came from the fact of I got into a car accident in 2007 before I actually gave him the DS. So that's the weird part. It's like, yeah, so in October, I was actually in the hospital due to a car accident, and I have a few displaced ribs. But you would figure, dude, that sounds horrible. Why the frick would he even decide to take from you if you actually went into a car accident? What the? Yeah. So I got into a car accident. I remember going to the hospital, and I was just playing Mario Kart DS, and I was waiting for the doctor as well. And I actually unlocked for the first time ever a ghost data. And this ghost data was actually from Moo Moo Metal. It was actually Donkey Kong. So I never actually got to beat that. I really wish I could have, because that's like one thing. It's like, I know it's messed up, period. You stole my crap. But if you're gonna take my crap, at least allow me to beat that ghost freaking data. Because that's the thing that still, to this day, I didn't get to do. I'm trying it on the Wii. It's even tougher than, that's even tougher than that. But still, I would have liked to actually have beat that ghost data before he actually thought, hey, let's steal it. So, yeah, that's basically it. So I got the DSi, I was okay with it. The weird part, I do have to say one weird part before I go to the interesting unveiling is, or the beautiful, glorious unveiling is that my mom, when she bought the DS Lite, told me after this one, she's not going to buy another one. So that was kind of like a crazy omen that I even remember to this day. Did she say that for the Game Boy Advance? No. Did she say that for the Game Boy Advance SP? No. But she said it for the Nintendo DS Lite. That was the weirdest thing ever. And of course, for anyone, just to make sure, for anyone who's like, did you try to tell the authorities? I think I did. My mom did, but we're not even sure. I'm not even sure, actually. Also, I actually tried to get Nintendo to help, and they told me the only way how they could have actually helped me is if I actually had access to the internet, which I didn't. But if I did get on the internet and actually gave it everything, like it got some kind of serial number or something from the internet, then they said, yeah, we could actually help you track it, but you didn't go on the internet. It's like that would have helped, which back in the day, I only just had dial-up, not actual wireless. So there we go. There is a sad, sad part of this. And now we're on to the actual main event. All right, mail time for the first time ever. So this came from Retro Hunter K because I was dedicated to his channel, and he thought of giving me something very special. Oh my gosh, hold on. All right, there we go. I opened it, and now let's see what we got. So it's on here, and it says, "Thank you for your support." What's the support? I think it says, "Thank you for your support, buddy," right? Thank you for your support, buddy. And it is the Mario Kart DS. Yes, and now here is the case of my old DS. So there we go. It is now completed yet again. It took, what, 8 years to do it? Yeah, my goodness. And of course, here is the data thing. So that's going to be in the back now. It's going to actually be right back there. So thank you so much, Retro Hunter K. There we go. Finally, a closure to this. I think most likely it's very, very easy. So thank you for watching, guys. And, well, stay tuned.